Welcome to the Funny Science Fiction Live podcast with Deb, Tim, and Drayton. Hey, welcome to the podcast. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Howdy.
Howdy doody.
So, hey, we have a Sunday.
Kathleen, happy Sunday.
Thank you, Kathleen. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. We're just going to have a little fun. Oh, the Squidmen cometh.
The Squidmen cometh?
Or something.
Yes, the Squidmen. So, did you notice that
get your glitter bomb?
Squidmen, did you guys get your glitter bomb in your package? Did it go off?
Deb said duty. My kids did that to me when I give a presentation on stage, and I came down. They went, "You said doo-doo."
All right.
So tonight we have lots of fun on tap, because that's where you keep fun. Is in a big barrel that you tap.
On tap.
Tap.
Maybe it's on your shoes. Maybe they're tap shoes.
Well, welcome to the Funny Science Fiction Live podcast, where the jokes won't feel funny, but your stomach definitely will.
That's right.
We're so glad to have everyone here. Be sure to invite your friends and family to this podcast or our next podcast or any of our shows. The more people we have here, the more laughs, the more questions, and the more interactive it becomes. So, I am Al. Oh, great. Yeah. Did you get to read it all the way through? I don't want to give you any spoilers. If you go ahead, you got to read my Custodians of the Cosmos book. I might even remember how the story goes.
I'm more interested to see if that actually happens, if you remember it.
Right?
I done wrote this story this one time, and I don't know if I done remembered it.
Well, that was the problem. After the first one, I started having a whole bunch of different books, and it's like I get them all mixed together. Yeah, this is Custodian of the Cosmos, and this is the story about custodians on a starship, those who boldly go to clean up after those that boldly went.
And if you're wondering what he means by went, yes.
Custodian and went.
Yes.
The answer is just
yes.
Says he's only halfway through. That's good. Got the best is yet to come.
It does end at some point.
He won't share.
Well, some people can be selfish. Tell them to read faster. No. I had a lot of fun with that book. Of course, the battle between the Squidmen and the Coalition is the kind of the backdrop to all the story. However, of course, as you notice, it's not really about the crew. It's about the custodians who have to clean up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
Just a little interesting side point. How I happened to think about that book and think about the premise. So, you're watching Star Trek or Star Wars or any science fiction movie, and there's always these battles, and people are getting splattered all over, and big potholes in the wall, and the place is trash. And next time you see it, it's like pristine. What happened? Who cleaned that up? Who fixed everything? How did it all work? So that's what I set out to answer, and I think I had a lot of fun doing it. So,
yeah, you do a great job describing the mess too. It's pretty good.
Nigel, Nigel is one of the main characters in the book.
Hello, Nigel.
Nigel. Yes, the Nigel effect. Okay, well, we have to explain the Nigel effect.
That's funny. That's like calling the girl like Karen or something. You're a Nigel.
Yep. Yeah. So the Nigel effect.
Have you encountered the Nigel effect?
I refuse to comment on that because it may hurt someone's feelings. No.
I'm sitting right here, Drayton.
You are not
Anyway.
a Nigel, Tim. You are not a Nigel.
You are definitely not a Nigel. See, Nigel is
doesn't he have like a unibrow thing going on?
well. You're not. It's hard to know. It's hard to call it a mustache. You're not sure if it's a mustache or an eyebrow. So they kind of eye stash is what
The mysterious
what they ended
mustache
up
brow.
going with. Yes. See, Nigel is kind of a homely fellow, and
Again, I'm sitting right here.
yeah. Well, again, Tim, you're not Nigel. I wrote this long before I met you, so you can be assured.
Nigel Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, he did share that. That's one of my favorite parts of the book there.
Here's a little paragraph, a little sentence about Nigel.
Nice.
Nigel dragged the squidman's body out into the hallway to harvest a nice pearl without the prying eyes of the captain. A few minutes later, Nigel came back into the lab to finish. He disposed of the alien and acquired an exceptionally large pearl.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Green Giant.
The
I think Mandalorian stole that. They just did that in their show. Didn't
yeah,
they?
I did notice that. Yeah, that they
Like,
dug,
they stole
somebody
that from
dug a
your
pearl out of the sea dragon thing.
Yeah.
I smell a lawsuit.
Yeah, the Nigel effect was, as of course, the fact that if someone is so incredibly ugly, everyone else is just amazingly beautiful in comparison. So, if you put Nigel in a room with a rotting alien squidman corpse, the room is pristine, right? Even with the dead body there. I mean, when people look at the horror of Nigel, the Squidman isn't that bad after all, you know.
Watch Baby Yoda. Aw,
Cutest works.
So proud of that kid.
that's cute. I was pretty disappointed in Baby Yoda stealing all them little eggies.
Yeah, but
That was
doesn't
last.
know.
He
He
doesn't
does
know.
know. He turned around and looked, and nobody was watching.
Yeah,
so
but
he took
kids
one. He
never-
does know.
Have you ever seen a kid do what they're told on the first try? There's a reason why
A
parents.
couple times.
Yeah. There's a reason why parents
Kathleen
go
knows.
crazy.
Oh, that's scary. I'm sorry, Kathleen. But you know one thing about Nigel, he's a great guy. I mean,
He's a good guy.
He is.
Well,
a
he
good
has to
guy,
be. He's ugly.
right?
He
You
gets
know.
he gets going pretty good in the story, doesn't he?
Yes, I don't know
Didn't
if
he get
you've
married?
got. Yeah, no spoilers here, but yeah, he does find someone.
No, there's a key for every lock.
Yep,
That's what I've been told.
and
Kind of how I landed my wife, I think.
yeah, just the fact that she's like an amazingly beautiful princess that kind of makes it all the more interesting. Oh,
Yeah, Nigel, my brother.
Aw. Kathleen, are you talking about Fred? Poor Fred.
poor Fred.
Poor Fred. So let's talk about let's move on into some of the things we've got coming up into the Funny Science Fiction podcast. So one of the cool things we want to tell you guys about is what's upcoming with again, yes, poor Fred. So this past week we did a couple different interviews, and we're really excited about these. We got a chance to talk with a woman by the name of Shannon Perry, who is the creator and actor of the Oz 9 podcast, which if you guys like sci-fi, clearly you do, that's why you're here. If you like sci-fi serial style story comedic podcast, check hers out.
It's heavily non sequitur humor, so if that's your brand of humor, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of what she does on there reminds me of British humor. So
yes.
So if you like Monty Python, I think there's a very strong chance you're going to like the Oz 9 podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is, I think, PG-13 for language in spots, so be aware of that.
Yep. But that's why we're here. Oh, no, we're just here to talk about what you and John are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were just
It's the Kathleen and John show. Yeah.
What was today this week? Yeah.
So no, and I know that this part really hit home for Drayton because she's a big Douglas Adams fan.
Yes. So that was fun.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
a really good time with her. We enjoyed it. We
Yeah,
laughed all the way through.
very witty. She's got an immense, just a terrific sense of humor, and that really showed through. I thought in the interview with her, and how she responded to our questions and everything else. So that'll be coming out in a few weeks once Nick, our Shadow Mage, has an opportunity to, or as he's calling himself now, the great and powerful Nick.
Pay attention to nobody behind the curtain.
Pay no attention
to the man behind the curtain. That's right.
But that'll be coming out in a couple weeks once Nick has an opportunity to edit that, get that ready, and everything. But yeah, let's see who else. We had 2 member spotlights this week.
Yep, Kit Wright and Rima Martin.
Yeah,
they were both fun. We enjoyed both of them. They were all very enjoyable.
Yeah, once the London Tyrannosaurus Rex of internet destruction came through again, but once we got Kit's internet situation figured out,
yes, that was a little bit trying, but we made it.
Yeah, I mean he was a great interview. I really enjoyed him. Once we got past the
oh, that's right. Yeah.
The internet gremlin struck again.
I don't think that'll be in the interview, though. They may not see that.
No.
We finally got a decent connection. He had to reboot his computer and everything.
Oh, twice, didn't he?
Twice, yeah. Bob Iran.
Oh, it was horrible. But he got it ironed out, and
I should take a T-Rex to London again.
He may have, and that might actually explain it. And then we talked with Rima Martin from A Land Down Under, and Rima has been a member of our group for quite a while. Kit's a newer member, but he's a sci-fi author. He's got some pretty interesting looking books out there, so I'm going to check those out. But Rima is a longtime member. She submits a whole lot of stuff to the group, just a whole lot of really cool content. And but she was cool. Also in the she was. You know, here's the thing. She had so much going on that it was going to take a while to get her on to do the member spotlight, but she was also really nervous about coming on.
Yeah.
And I hope she doesn't mind me saying that, but I say that because you'll never know it. When you watch the video, you'd never know it.
She did really good.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought she nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Delightful young lady. She was very fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So any other thoughts about Friday or this past week's stuff? What's going on there?
It's hard to do 3 interviews in a week, but we pulled it off, and it went really well.
Because I think it was actually supposed to be 4 last week. Which
probably.
I think we had one yeah, we did. It was supposed to be 4. We had one reschedule. We were supposed to do one, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, last week could have been a whole lot more hectic than it already was, but
yeah, and it really made it up because the people were really nice, because sometimes you're dreading it, and we didn't dread it at all. They were super nice. It was a pleasure to interview each and every one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a nice time. I knew he was being quiet for too long.
I know, right?
It's a trap.
I love that.
Well, I'm sitting here watching Drayton, and he's quiet, and his eyes are darting back and forth. His eyes are darting back and forth.
It's REM sleep.
Yeah.
It was in REM.
Yeah, I'm not buying that at all. So, problem is, we know you, but I know you too well now. That's getting to be the problem.
Exactly.
And did you notice that not only were his eyes darting, but his mouth was starting to... There's so many tells on that.
I like being in a separate room from him because then I can't see what he's doing, and then it's funny that way. I'm excited to see how well the podcast is doing. I like seeing my friends succeed at things. Aww. Thanks, Kathleen.
Shucks.
You have friends? I'm sorry.
Yeah, they keep claiming me. They keep claiming me for some reason. I keep telling them they need to make better choices.
I heard that somewhere.
Well, if we can make it stick, we're gonna keep throwing them at you, Tim.
Darth Vader. I haven't seen that one yet. That's probably a real thing. Is that a real thing?
It should be.
I'm pretty sure you can
There's
probably
a
look it up.
marketing thing, but if the problem is it will always stay pristine as long as stormtroopers are.
Well, you've seen the stormtrooper series,
right? That's what made me think.
The night out at the pub, and it's the dartboard with all the all the darts all around it, not actually hitting the target.
Oh, that's funny.
You've met my other choice. Yes, I have. Hi, John.
Or it could be a parent trap.
It's a trap. Oh, that's funny. It's a trap. It's a parent trap.
What up,
that's funny.
60s there.
Oops.
Boy. So we've had all those interviews this past week, and we've got some really cool ones coming up that are done. Nick's in the process of editing them, and we appreciate all the hard work he's been putting into those. Josh and Nate are working hard in the background, helping out as well. Josh, who's one of our co-hosts, has had to take a couple weeks off with family stuff and work stuff, and real life. We do this for fun. Sometimes real life kind of sneaks up and bites us in the rump from time to time. And so we're glad that we have the ability to have some interchangeable pieces here to keep the machine going.
Real life comes first.
Yeah, family and life comes first. So as much as we miss having Josh on camera with us, we're glad he's able to take care of his family. So
you already forgot his name,
Well, see, it's been so long. It's been so long since I've seen his beautiful face. You're right. Real life does suck. Yay, 2020. So, but as far as the podcast is concerned, now Monday coming up, we have our new release, and we're excited about that. So a couple of the guys that we've talked to so far have been real big into Star Wars or had bit roles in Star Wars. Video games. We talked to Keith Silverstein a few weeks back. He's part of the Star Wars Squadrons game that was recently released by EA Electronic Arts. But we've also had some guys who are pretty heavy into Star Trek. Of course, I think of Guy Sklanders and what he's done with some voiceover work in the Star Trek universe. But Monday, we're very excited because we've got somebody who's very heavily invested in the Star Trek universe, and that is Dayton Ward. Dayton is an author, and he's got a really cool book coming out, or it actually is out already. We talked about it with him. It's called the Kirk Fu Manual. That's right.
That's hilarious. Do you have a book? Do you have one with you?
I don't have it with me, but if our meme extraordinaire could maybe pull one up for us.
What?
Yeah, that's right. I called you out. But not only did he write this book, and it's written to be like a very serious piece of art, very like almost like a self-defense manual that you'd be handed out at Starfleet Academy. At Starfleet Academy and by the Federation. But it's the artwork inside the book is what sells the jokes. And at the end of the book, I mean, there's even a certificate of training. Yeah, there it is, the Kirk Fu Manual. But yeah, so we talk about that, and we'll show off that book a little bit tomorrow. In the Amazon actually has some nice illustrations of that. But well, there you go, right down in there. Well, yeah, so those are some of the illustrations that are in it. And, the different techniques. Oh yeah,
definitely wants to play Shatner.
The Shatner game is
must overact whatever you're doing. I don't even get how you do. How can you overact what you're doing?
You must overact. Anyway,
is that how you do it?
Yeah, you put extra commas and pauses and places.
Oh, like Kirk.
Yeah. And if you're taking a drink of something, you take a very, energetic drink of something.
I thought you had to all fall on the ground. What was that thing?
Oh, I'm sure that's part of it.
Is it? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but not only has he written that Kirk Fu Manual, but he's also written stuff for the original series timelines in novel form and the Next Generation. So as part of the extended universe of Star Trek. So very cool guy. His interview was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of exciting news about that book, the Kirk Fu Manual, but you have to watch the podcast tomorrow. It'll be released on YouTube tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. You'll have to watch that video in order to see what all the hubbub is about.
Hubbub.
Hubbub, bub.
Hubbub. What's all the hubbub?
What's all the hubbub? What's all the hubbub?
What's all the hubba bubba about?
Hubba bubba.
Hubbub.
There you go.
Hubbub.
So
We should have hubba bubba blowing contest.
yeah, and so when you get that book and you take a look at it, you'll be able to see what you can do to fend off the Gorn, as John says. So
What about the Mandalorian this week?
So that's next on our list of to talks about. So as Kathleen had put it, the Baby Yoda show.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching and you haven't seen the Baby Yoda show, the Mando show, just need you to know that we're gonna have a couple spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. So this is your opportunity to know that there's spoilers coming, and I'm gonna talk about them. And oh, hey, there you go. Savannah loved it. All right. So chapter 11 was this past week.
Welcome, Savannah.
Yeah, welcome, Savannah. Nice to
have you.
And I know Savannah, so I can tell her that,
Awesome.
that she's up past her bedtime.
Uh-oh. It's not that late, is it? Well, it depends where
No,
she lives.
it's not. But so this week on Baby Yoda, there was the appearance of Death Watch, from the planet Mandalore, and their leader Bo-Katan. How cool was that? Played by Katie Sackhoff, who voiced Bo-Katan voiced Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars. So and actually when she comes on screen, you get to see how much Bo-Katan was modeled after her. Yeah. Brad doesn't know. I can
Where is
text
Brad?
Savannah. So but yeah, so what did you guys for those of you who are watching and who saw The Mandalorian, let's talk about it. What were your thoughts about Bo-Katan, the Death Watch, and the search for Ahsoka is beginning? Because I'm not going to lie, I screamed twice this past episode. My inner nerd leapt out and just like, ah! I couldn't believe, A, that Bo-Katan was on screen. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And then I did it again when they started talking about going and finding Ahsoka so that he could return the child to the Jedi. And I'm like, ah! So, yeah. Yeah.
And once again, we learned that life as a Empire pilot is not a very long-term
Fleeting.
commitment.
No, it's a poor career choice.
Poor career choice, definitely.
It's almost as bad as a red shirt.
Savannah can't
Yeah.
wait for Ahsoka. One of her favorites.
Well, I think you're going to have to wait. Based on what I'm reading, I think you're going to have to wait 2 more weeks. So, from what I've been reading from the other nerd pages, is that she should make her appearance in episode 5. We're only in episode 5 this year.
3 or 5, yeah.
So
episode 3 this year.
I do have a comment about the whole thing, John's comment here about why they explain the Mando keeps his helmet on. So they keep saying it's the way, but isn't there then more than one way? So it's actually a 2-way street.
Well, actually, that was one of the next things I wanted to talk about, because the Death Watch, if you're listening, Bo-Katan calls Mando those people. So
Those people.
yeah, so there's a group
So they're not those people, but those people.
right.
People.
So there are those of who hold to Mandalore tradition of not taking the helmet off, and that being a big thing. But now, we're finding out that there are those who don't hold that in such high esteem, and it doesn't matter. And clearly, Bo-Katan is one of those. So, which is interesting because she was a member of Death Watch, which was a murderous cult on Mandalore that killed everything that moved, that was in opposition to what the Death Watch believed, and she's calling them those people. So I kind of thought that was interesting.
Explain it to me again. There's a watch. If you wear it, you die.
He bit something though. It wasn't the watch though.
It wasn't the watch that killed him. It was. I thought he bit a tooth.
I thought he had something in his mouth or something. I don't know.
Clueless alert. Clueless alert. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm giving
he got
Tim a hard
electrified
time.
in his mouth.
He was geeking out a little bit, so I had to de-wind his sails.
Well, let's hear the answer. There might be people out there who may not know, like Drayton.
Yes,
or myself.
Orthodox, maybe. Right? Orthodox, non-orthodox.
Well, yeah. So, right? Do you keep the long curly sideburns, or do you not? Yeah. So there are those who believe that it's important to wear the helmet at all times, which we saw established in season 1 of the Mandalorian. Saying that this was the way to not remove the helmet, to not show your face, to never have it forcibly removed from you.
See, and that would have been helpful back with Nigel, because if Nigel had been a Mandalorian, he wouldn't have had anywhere near the problems that he had.
He would have left his helmet on.
The bucket would have helped him a lot. Of course, he was a janitor, so he might have had the wrong bucket.
We don't know the Mandalorian's not a Nigel.
Well,
they may want him to keep that.
They did show him the one time, so we do know.
I know. I'm teasing.
There's a theory going on, for in all seriousness about this. There's actually a theory going on about the fact that Jango and Boba were not actually Mandalorians, that they were those who adopted some of the Mandalorian teachings, and so as that went out from them, and then all the clones would not actually be true Mandalorians either, but then they would, they adopted some of those teachings, and included one of those was the not taking off the helmet.
I thought it was like, Power Rangers. That way they could dub it in any language.
Right. Yeah. That's what she was saying.
Yep.
Makes casting actors easier.
Right.
And if he gets sick, you can just throw somebody in the suit.
So if he speaks, he'll speak fluent Japanese and you won't see his lips move wrong.
Pedro Pascal is no Nigel. Okay. We got it. We'll stop calling him Nigel.
Trying to talk with Star Trek people. I swear.
Hey, I'm an equal opportunity offender. I like to offend all
kinds of people
equally. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, congratulations. You did it with the Mandalorians.
Oh, I really am enjoying the Mandalorian TV show. It's really good.
Yeah, it is. I've been very excited about it. I think Bryce Dallas Howard, who's Ron Howard's daughter, she's the one who. Yeah, we're not talking to you, Kathleen, anymore. Don't bring it up again.
Something we don't know.
She was posting on Facebook today about how she was going to sleep while John played a Star Wars movie, and I took great offense to it. So,
that's funny. Yeah.
I told her to get
Savannah.
out. Yeah, Sabine.
Yeah.
Sabine from Rebels didn't wear the helmet either. But yeah, so there's a difference in who's true for Mandalore, who's not. And I think that's the differentiation between who wears the helmet and why they're wearing the helmet. But yeah, so it'd be kind of interesting moving forward. But Bryce Dallas Howard, though, is Ron Howard's daughter, and she directed this past episode, Chapter 11. She also did 1 or 2 episodes in season 1, and I'm really kind of hoping that she gets. I'm really hoping that she gets a full Star Wars movie, because I think that her directing has been phenomenal for the series. So
cool.
That's my 2 cents. That's my thoughts. That's what I think.
That was more like a nickel, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're pushing up on a quarter right now. So
Are we okay?
I got lots more ideas. I'm just keeping them to myself at the moment.
Okay. Well, we can spread them out over the other shows.
Maybe. Well, they'll be old by then. Yeah, that's Pedro Pascal.
What is it?
Nigel.
That is
Oh,
that's
okay.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, nah, he needs more.
That's what he
Yeah.
looks like under the helmet.
She did a good job directing.
That's the. Well, the other thing is they may not want to pay him, so he's not there for most of the scenes. They just have a stunt double in there. I mean, that'd be like the easiest job in showbiz. They have like one episode per season where he shows up.
Well, I think that there's been some really cool pictures floating around on Twitter the last few days. One was of Pedro Pascal doing his lines, re-recording his lines, so they had cleaner audio. So he acts them out, then he goes back in and re-records his lines. But as he's doing it, he's holding a pillow like it's Baby Yoda, so that he can get into the voice acting of it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, got to do something.
So
Should be excited if Bryce Dallas Howard directed a full movie.
yeah, absolutely would be. I would be thrilled. Yeah, but there's also a push for her dad, Ron Howard, to direct
Opie.
Or to have Opie direct, which is now why he'll never be on this show. There's a list of other reasons, but I'm pretty sure calling him Opie isn't going to help.
I grew up with Opie. He was my age, He
was cool.
So he directed Solo, the standalone Star Wars movie, which got a decent amount of flack for the way the storyline went and a few other things. But he tried saving it with some reshoots and things like that best he could. He kind of came in halfway through. But they're saying that there's some push now for him to have his own Star Wars movie and have a crack at Solo Part 2. So... But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what happens with that, because at the end with Kira and Darth Maul, what happens? Because Darth Maul makes an appearance at the end of that movie, and I'm a big Darth Maul fanboy. I think Darth Maul is very cool. Never got the screen time he deserved, unless it was in Clone Wars. So
Solo was fun. John enjoyed it.
Exactly.
Good job, John.
Solo Part 2.
So do it.
So yeah, Solo is a movie that had to grow on me. I didn't like it at first. I left the movie theater very annoyed, verging on upset. Mainly, it had most to do with the fact that the person they had playing Han Solo was about a foot shorter than Harrison Ford, and
right.
And I don't know. He was too happy-go-lucky for me. He wasn't Han Solo, so. But then again, life in the Republic hadn't crushed him down. So
exactly, he was still an optimist.
So
which episodes have you guys seen? Have you guys seen all our episodes? There you go. Oh, what is that? Werewolf? Where's Spock?
That's supposed to be Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
And
James
awesome.
Tiberius Solo.
I'm pretty sure Chewbacca is the thing now.
Is it really? That's hilarious. That's funny.
So,
that's great.
But yeah, so lots going on in the Star Wars world. Now I understand that there's some stuff I don't watch it because it's that lesser series called Star Trek. I don't know. But
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Whoopi Goldberg.
That's
Goldberg.
That's the stuff of nightmares right there.
She looks like the lion on Wizard of Oz.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
So,
all right, we got to hear your Star Trek.
All right, well,
hey, Facebook user.
Hello.
Hello, Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are, but
what's up, Tim?
What's up, Tim?
Yeah, if you want to
podcast, you'll have to tell me what your name is, because I can't. It's not showing us for whatever reason.
All we see is Facebook user, which is great.
But yeah. So,
dear Lord, it's curse. Savannah says.
Yeah. that Wookiee gold.
Curse of the Wookiees.
No,
Wookiee.
That is nightmare fuel if I've ever seen it.
Do Wookiees eat cookies? A Wookiee with a cookie? A Wookiee on a cookie? You know, like Elf on a Shelf or whatever those are.
Oh, just
It's
your
wife.
Well, hello, my
Yay.
beautiful, adorable.
Hi, welcome. Nice to have you.
I'm glad you're on. That's awesome. You get to watch what he does. Keep him in line.
Yep. So, well, she's the only one I get to flirt with, so she gets all of it.
There you go.
The best
All right,
modern Trek, in my opinion, heck yeah, Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest. That's a good show right there.
Definitely.
I've started watch. I just recently started watching the Orville. My biggest thing with that was that I was not a big Seth MacFarlane fan, and so I was worried that it was going to be join the dark side. Nice.
Aw, Luke,
it's your puppy.
join the dark side. Yes, Shayna, it's always interesting.
But
we want to thank Shayna for letting us have Tim too. We enjoy him.
Yeah,
he's half our show.
I've been impressed with how much overacting he doesn't do, and I thought he was going to like try and slide in like voices from Family Guy or things like that, but it's straight up acting with some comedy worked in, and
it's true, all of it. Can't read the little print.
Even the part where Greedo got shot first. Get out.
Get out.
That's more the Han Solo that I love.
Exactly.
Plus, you have to keep in mind, I named my son Nolan. His middle name is Harrison.
Really? Nolan Harrison?
I named him after Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but his real name's like Indy after the dog.
No, we don't call Nolan that.
Makes me laugh that you aren't a Seth MacFarlane fan. Practically one of its characters. Well, I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It can be.
Okay. We'll take it as one.
So, but yeah, no, I didn't like all the stuff that he had been doing before. Like, I watched some Family Guy and I'm like, it's okay. Some of the other stuff that he's done, some of the other movies he's done, like A Million Ways to Die in the West, that was on TBS a few nights back or something, and I watched a little bit of it. It wasn't, I don't know, a lot of exactly. It's all an elaborate ruse.
It's an elaborate ruse. Hey, that's a Nigel right there. I think that's a Nigel.
That could be.
I think you found a Nigel picture.
So, but so I mean, there are things that he does that I think are funny, and I think the man is extremely talented. I've watched interviews with him where he can flow in and out of one character to the next and have an entire conversation with himself going between voices and not lose a breath. And it's amazing that he can do that. He's also
What are we talking about?
Seth MacFarlane. He's also a tremendously talented singer. Think Frank Sinatra style music. He's got a phenomenal singing voice.
That's funny.
Which floored me when I heard the first time that he was putting out a album of old standards, and I'm like, oh great, we're going to hear Quagmire singing, New York, or something like that.
Quagmire.
Yeah, that's one of his. It's one of his characters' names.
Oh,
Family Guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big Family Guy fan. Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah,
definitely agrees with you.
So
that's a good Frank Sinatra.
But for him to come in and do the Orville as straight up sci-fi with some humor injected into it, I think is pretty impressive. And of course, then there's always by Grabthar's hammer.
By Grabthar's hammer.
Like, how much does it cost if you buy it? You buy Grabthar's hammer. Put them books. Troll.
No. But at least stormtroopers aren't bad at finding everything.
What did they find? Oh,
they found Waldo.
But he's still safe.
He's still safe. Yeah,
he's still safe. At least it's not drawn like a target, like a red and white. Well, it's had it.
Even if it was, he'd still be okay. Oh, I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
It's the Mouse in Sing.
Oh, interesting.
One of Hannah's favorite movies. That's cool. Do we know any of those songs?
I'm sure I would if I heard them. It's been a while since I haven't watched all of that. I think my daughter's watched it a couple times. I think she liked it.
Did we see Sting? I don't know if we saw it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. It's been a while since I don't remember. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That's the name I haven't heard since. Threw your dad into a volcano.
I
That's
threw
not
your
even
dad
funny.
into a volcano and cut off his legs.
Grandpa.
So just as a reminder for you guys listening now, the episode that's coming out tomorrow is our 7th episode.
Mm-hmm.
Our 7th full-blown episode. We've done 3 and published 3 member spotlights. So in total, there's a total of 10 episodes. There's a couple of other video trailers out there. There's a couple of these live broadcasts that will, once we're done recording tonight, this will go on to Facebook and be shown as a live broadcast. Usually takes about a half hour to an hour for it to show up as a
stick at a child,
as a watchable video. But that's all on there. But just as a reminder of some of the people that we've interviewed. Now, we started off, of course, we had an episode 0.
Which was us.
That was just us.
But we had fun.
Yeah, that was us. That was me. I was there.
They were there too.
That was all us.
That was us. Yep.
We did the talking to the screen and
We
the
talked
screen and the
on the screen and everything. Yeah, I was there. I remember.
I was there. I might have even told a joke. But yeah, so that was episode 0, and that was just us kind of introducing ourselves to everybody, letting you know the stupid voices and silly faces you were going to be seeing coming up at you. And by that I meant me. So you guys are beautiful.
We all are.
So
You're a part of us. You're beautiful too.
so and then we had very professional, punch your microphone.
Captain Rex.
We had Captain Rex as our first official episode, so that was cool.
Look inside the suit.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You know, and so the cool thing is if you follow Captain Rex on Instagram, he has all these cool pictures of his uniform and all these things. I didn't realize how much actually went into putting the uniform on, how much it went into maintaining it, getting it painted so it looked just like it did, with Captain Rex of the Clone Wars. And then, so if you guys haven't checked him out on Instagram, you really need to. He's got a person who does his artwork for him. Their name is the name is Fives, and the name is Fives actually does the artwork for several of the 501st cosplayers from her area, and she does phenomenal, and I do mean like top notch paintwork on these guys' rigs.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth checking.
Rex gave you the inside scoop of what it's like to perform and to go and help kids. And really,
he was an awesome guest. I enjoyed.
He was really cool. Yeah. Enjoyed him.
Very
Autumn's on.
Hey, Autumn.
Autumn.
Good to see you, Autumn.
Hi, Autumn.
We were just explaining our episodes that we had.
So
if you got any
go through some of our episodes.
And so then our next one is Guy Flanders. Well, we had the charity spotlight with Wish Upon a Teen, which is important to mention. That's where the Red Shirt Widows and Orphans merchandise really becomes important. And then we started in with that one. We went from there to the Guy Flanders interview. Guy, if you're into board games at all,
even if you're not into it, we had a blast laughing, and we just had a great time.
Yeah,
we're good, Autumn. Thanks.
We have a couple episodes that I will watch just because I like the guests so much that I laugh every single time.
Yeah,
Captain Rex, Guy Flanders, and Sarah Werner are 3 of my favorites so far.
Yeah, they were great.
But
Tim, you know Autumn?
Apparently.
Yeah, you
she
do.
Said you know her from way back. Autumn Ray. She's married to Max.
Autumn and Max.
I don't know the last name.
It's all right. She can give it if she wants to share it.
That's all right. You don't have to share it online if you don't want to. Captain Rex episode.
We'll tell you later.
I realized John and I actually met him at a Loons game. That's
yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize that.
So, all right.
Friends with Vanna and Shy.
All right.
Awesome. Nice to have friends.
But yeah, so if you're into board games and things like that, tabletop games, check out Guy Sklander's episodes. If you're not into tabletop and board games and RPGs, check out Guy Sklander's episode. We had a hoot.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Episode 3 was with Keith Silverstein, a voice actor.
He did great.
He's involved with Star Wars Squadrons. Really cool guy. And
did a lot of video game voices and the zebra.
Ziggy the Zebrasaurus. Don't forget.
Yeah, so on Sesame Street,
he's the rapping Zebrasaurus.
Yes, the rapping Zebrasaurus.
The rapping Zebrasaurus. That's right.
So
got arrested by the Empire. It was fun.
So, and he does a ton of voiceover work for animes and other cartoons, stuff like that. Then, of course, our 4th episode was with Sarah Ray Werner.
Sarah, very good.
Oh, she is an amazing human being, in my opinion.
You guys need to pick me up. Listen to Sarah.
Yeah, she's got a very, very motivational TED Talk. And and just a great overall episode. And she's a motivational podcaster. She does the Right Now podcast, the Girl in Space podcast, which you need to check that out as well. Girl in Space podcast.
John Majorly Geeked at the Guy episode. He followed him on the YouTube for years. Yeah, that's great.
Nice. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. I taught him many mean things to do.
And then he also invited us on his live show, and we got to be on his live show.
Yes,
we did.
Yeah, so you look up his show, you'll see us or the guys on the live show. So that was cool.
So then after that, we had the episode Marcin
Sverkat.
He is the CEO of
Nemesis.
Awakening
Realms.
And so that's a board game that we sold. They sent us a signed copy. We sold it on eBay. We're going to be donating that money. I'll know on Tuesday whether or not it arrives safely at its location. Once we know it's arrived safely, then we're going to donate 100% of the profits from that game that sold on eBay to Wish Upon a Teen. So we're very excited about that.
That was both his games are huge Kickstarter success. If you look at Kickstarter, you see all those zeros and you go, wow.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of the movie Alien and you like to have distrust among your friends and possibly never speak to them again, Nemesis is the game for you.
Yeah, the board game with like Alien on steroids or hemorrhoids. No, steroids.
Either way, you're not going to like it. Either way, there's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Let's see. And then last week, in fact, we had the episode with Steve Alton, the author of The Meg, the huge megalodon shark that likes to chew up and eat everybody.
If you like Jaws, you'll like The Meg.
The Meg, yeah.
Just 1 week ago. So, and he's got Sea Monster Cove and all that stuff. And boy, if you go check out seamonstercove.com. Take a few minutes, go check that out. Of course, I mean, once we're done here, don't leave yet.
Yeah, Sea Monster Cove was really cool.
But Sea Monster Cove is a very cool website. And check that out. You guys will like that quite a bit. So many cool things. He's got Murr from Impractical Jokers doing a video for him. Murr almost gets attacked by a prehistoric shark.
Yep, James Murray. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yep.
And then, of course, if you want to check, you can actually check our live podcast. And right now we're doing the live podcast within the live podcast.
within the live podcast.
So now I kind of feel like we're in Spaceball. Wait, this is happening now?
Why did everybody tell me my butt was that big?
Live screen and suction.
When is this happening? This is happening now?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, you're still drinking your coffee there.
Sorry. Oh, we're still going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness.
Is this the Matrix? No, this is Funny Science Fiction Podcast. Thanks for asking.
It is the Matrix. No, she's saying
she's not asking. She's saying.
She's saying. Oh, she saw us. This is the Matrix.
It is the Matrix. Yes.
That's hilarious.
And then, of course, we had a couple of member spotlights in along there. We had our first one was with Ben Teeser.
Take those off. The YouTube. There we go. Thanks.
So,
sorry.
He's got a really cool book series. that he had pitched to. There's never too many Tims, Kathy.
Nope. Or Debbie's. We get a lot of Debbie's. Well, not on here, but wherever I go, there's Debbie's.
But yeah, Ben Kieser had the McRibbit. Yeah,
I love that. His little face. You know he wants to eat it.
Yeah, he had pitched his book series to Netflix, and he was waiting to hear back if they were going to turn it into like a Twilight Zone style show. And then, of course, we had Mark Artuso, which was just a gem of an interview. Mark has a tremendous sense of humor.
He's hilarious.
And honestly, he's one of those guys. The whole point of those is we want to feel like we're sitting down talking with just a couple other nerds and talking about sci-fi and having a good time and maybe having a frothy ale inspired beverage, and or a stout. I prefer.
We're coming
stout.
to my favorite part of the show, and then we did Greg.
Yeah, and then there was Greg.
The toddler just screamed, "Baby Yoda!"
So
that's great.
And I punched the microphone again.
You got to record that. I want to hear it.
What, me punching the microphone? I can do it right now.
Her baby saying, "Baby Yoda."
Yeah, John, this is on you.
We're over 50 minutes in with no sign of demented. I know. I told Al demented wombats, but he didn't hear me.
No, well, this could be a demented wombat-free zone.
Right. You know what? We're coming to my cool object this week.
We both know that it's not going to be demented wombat free because it got brought up, and your eyes are darting all across the screen again.
Right? We'll see if this object impresses Tim this week. You had to mention the corn. You want to see my object?
Oh, sure.
This week's secret object is.
You're gonna believe this. Ooh. Look at that baby.
Aragon's sword.
Let's see, where's the camera? There it is. This baby's heavy.
It seems pointy.
Yes, it is pointy.
If you put a red light at the end of it, can you call it a laser pointer?
You could. Yes, you could.
I could look through it.
And you could.
Oh, I see Ellen and Timmy.
Where'd you get that
from? Found it.
We had a friend find it.
A friend of ours owns a salvage yard, and he found it in a vehicle.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that awesome?
He finds some cool stuff.
He says he
finds
cool stuff.
I was driving up the road, and there it was.
We said, we would love to have a sword. He goes, really? Are you serious? I go, yeah, that'd be cool. There's some sort of engraving in the hilt somewhere. I can't tell if it's engraving or
it's
metal. Looks like a floral design.
Elven.
It's probably something in there. I'll have to look at it closer.
Some watery tart lodged the cemetery.
So that's my object for this week. My sci-fi
for a government.
It really doesn't do anything. Well, I mean, it is heavy, but we don't use it.
It looks as long as we don't. Yeah, there it is. I told you it was coming. Oh, you tried to get it off the screen before Deb looked again. I saw that.
Or what? What was? I didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Did he put it up?
Oh, yeah. There was a wombat on the screen.
That's hilarious.
You didn't get it from a moistened bit. That's right. So,
all right. We got about 7 minutes left. You guys got questions or comments? You want to ask us anything? Feel free.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes. Actually, about 5 minutes left. So about 5.5 minutes or so for.
I thought we'd go over the 3 laws here briefly. You know, the 3 laws of space custodiatics. Yeah. The first, a custodian may not allow a ship's officer to become filthy or through an action allow a ship's officer to encounter filth in its natural habitat. Second, custodian must obey cleaning orders given him or her by a ship's officer, except where such orders would conflict with the first law, the one about not getting them messy. Third, custodian must protect his or her own sanitation, as long as such sanitation does not conflict with the first or second law. So just a little bit of guidance here. You know, we wanted this show to be educational.
Yeah. Educational.
Educational with a small shameless plug.
Exactly.
Education. What'd you learn from this week's show, everybody?
I learned not to be messy.
The 3 laws of custodiatics.
How did you say?
Oh.
How much research did you do about how many body fluids there are and how many leave permanent stains in the book?
Well,
I think
I
you
did do
actually did some of that.
I did do research on the number of body fluids, but I kind of played fast and loose with stains
Did you
because that's so much dependent on the surface.
Did you try Bonami? I don't think he tested
No,
them.
I didn't test them. That kind of research can get you put in jail.
He interviewed a real custodian and got all the answers. That's funny.
The human body, yes, the human body does have 34 fluids according to Wikipedia, which is my source for everything.
Does the ham body really have 34 different fluids?
I think you meant to say human body, but
Human.
Oh, ham.
Human,
I was like, what's a ham body?
Well,
you know,
pigs are close to humans.
pigs could have 30. They may have 33 fluids. We don't know.
I think you did research on some of that.
I did,
That is
because I
kind of
asked
cool.
what all the different fluids of the body was, and Google said 34. So I ran with it because
That was back when you wrote it. Yeah.
People, yeah, exactly. People don't. Not a lot of fact checking goes into funny science fiction books. Yes, exactly.
Which way they're funny, and the word fiction, as long as it sounds halfway believable, you can sell it.
Right. Well, and again, the other point was that it was the current trend toward natural fibers. That
Right.
that makes getting the stain out even harder.
And it has to be at least half believable, or it's not fiction.
Right.
Look, just go pick
Otherwise,
up some
it's just
Fabuloso from the dollar store. Call it a day.
So
That crap will get anything out of anything. I swear it will.
Does it work?
I think so, from what I've heard.
Does it get rid of smells? Like
Well,
we got to get.
Fabuloso.
and there's my final plug.
Okay.
We were talking about Nigel, but this was the quote I was looking for. To say Nigel was ugly wasn't fair to ugly people. There are a number of ugly people who could look moderately good with the right light and enough alcohol. For Nigel, the amount of alcohol needed would probably be toxic, and the required light level only occurs inside a black hole.
That's funny. Natural fibers do hold stains better.
Yes, they do.
So if you
Yeah.
want that,
I
maybe
like
that's
how
why
It's very educational.
they dye those fabrics. That's why they're dyed. They hold those.
I like how we've
How to get away with murder.
we've evolved into the
murder.
How to
Body
Remove a
fluid.
Stain podcast. Better Homes and Gardens, Part 2, Electric
And
Boogaloo.
body fluids. How to get troublesome body fluids out of natural fibers. Next week, we'll be interviewing Nigel and his expertise on removing body fluids.
We've been playing that game Among Us with Autumn, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
So,
You
you have
got-
a pesky neighbor you can't stand, and you have shag carpeting. Well, we can help you out next week with Fabuloso, our new sponsor.
Yes.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. So I kind
You
of
imagine a possible movie cast for Custodian. Yeah, I would love a movie out of that book.
Yeah, Frakes. I don't know where that name came from. It just popped into my
Frakes.
head. Frakes. Yeah, that whole naming the character Frakes was just kind of a little fun. With
It
the
was
parody.
fun.
It was the little fun parody part. A toddler is a moving stain.
I knew a
doesn't
mom. She put all her children, she had 5 kids, she put them all in white. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you putting your kids in white? She goes, it's the best color for kids. I can bleach it. They're good to go. I'm like, all right.
The bleach
Yeah,
kids.
no.
Her kids always look good.
Bleach the kids too. I mean,
No, just the clothes.
I just want to point out that if you have a boy with, the fact that they're a toddler doesn't mean that's when the stains stop.
That is true.
This is also true. Yes.
So,
I would, yeah. Because
Well,
I
it
have
looks like-
Nick.
well, that's another story. All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up for this week. Hey, thank you so much for being on and being a
Been
part
the
of our.
hour.
That's our hour. We're wrapping up on 7 seconds left of our hour.
Wasted another hour with the funny science
Bye.
fiction podcast. I
So
can't see it. That's funny.
there it is. Hey, thanks,
Well,
guys.
thanks,
Really
everybody.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam, John,
Yeah,
Kathleen.
came for the comedy.
and what's the other one? Your wife, Shayna. Who else was in? Shush.
Love you, baby.
Love you, baby.
All right. See y'all later.